While our discussion of evolution in this class has been the biological evolution or the origin of species, I wanted to briefly touch on how life may have originated on the planet. So I want to briefly discuss the origin of life. And so in our consideration of the origin of life, we look at what's known as the chemosynthetic origin theory. And some elements of this are verified and some are not. And of course, really the beginning of life is still a black box, but I want to at least outline, what we do know. So in the chemosynthetic origin theory then, one is that organics, inorganic molecules rather, were able to combine to form simple organic molecules. And again, in lab situations we can do this, and there's also evidence that this is ongoing out in the universe. The second step then, that simple organics can combine to form complex organics, so monomers basically to form polymers. And again, we've can take situations that we see in the universe or what we think were existing on the early Earth, and we can do that. We can take simple organics and generate complex organics. And again, there is evidence that this is going on out in the solar system. The next step then, that complex organics then could form not true cells, but something like cells, so-called protocells. And again, this is something that we can do in lab situations. You can get organic molecules to aggregate and form cell-like structures that, as they grow and expand, actually spontaneously divide into smaller protocells. They can condense and form concentrations of other organic molecules. They can form membrane-like structures and so on. So again, they're certainly not cells, they're not living things, but they at least have some characteristics that we see in cells. And again, this is something that we can generate in lab situations. So what we cannot do in lab situations, certainly, and has never been done, is take these protocells and generate living cells from those. So again, as we look at this chemosynthetic origin of how life may have originated at one time, this is really our black box. We really don't know how this happened and even exactly when it happened, of course. So when we look at the origins of life, another idea regarding the origins is that perhaps there was what we would consider an RNA world, where RNAs served as not only the genetic material, but also as the catalytic material, basically taking the role of proteins. And then over time that may have evolved into an RNA protein type world and eventually to an RNA DNA protein world that we've discussed. And again, there's some evidence for that because, again, a lot of RNAs do function like proteins, and we're finding more and more roles for RNAs all the time. So again, we're a long way from truly understanding how life did originate, but this is one idea. And then also the role of inorganic catalysts that may have existed in the early Earth. How might they have sped up chemical reactions so that life might have been possible? So again, compared to our understanding of the biological evolution, our understanding of the chemosynthetic origin is, not nearly as complete. But I did want to discuss a little bit of that research.